Okay, as normal preparations to sail away, the davit motor decided to stop working.
And it's a new davit motor, isn't it?
It's a new davit motor, and it works going down, but it doesn't work coming up. So I'm just checking on it now.
We've got this compartment down here, and it's super hard to get to, and we put stuff over it, so I thought, what is something that we don't need? So I'm putting our spare, here's our spare, I can't even lift it, our spare starter motor.
For the main engine?
For the main engine. And I just put down there a spare alternator for the main engine, our starter motor, and an extra spare davits motor. So I think this is the best place to put stuff we don't need to get to, and I'm gonna rate it in my inventory so I can find it when I'm looking for it.
Okay, and also that's our punishment hole.
Yeah, this is where we put Sienna when she's bad.
I've been in there lots. It's now Kim's turn.
Yeah, it is really. Okay, it's going down. Oh. Okay. Hopefully I didn't just hurt that.
No.
Could our boat be any messier?
No, not really.
So we're taking off the crew covers right now.
Yeah.
And we're gonna wash them before we go. Simon's dad has access to a washing machine, so we're washing everything on the boat.
With 3 days to go, it's 6:30 in the morning. There's not a lot of wind, so I am gonna go up the mast.
What you looking for?
I'm just checking all the rigging, and I'm just having a look at the Jenica halyard. It seems to be catching a little, so I'm going to go and check on that.
Yeah, and what do you look for when you're up there?
Oh, just making sure all the pins are correct on the rigging. Just checking to see if anything's out of place, any screws loose. Just in my head.
Okay, it looks like a mess here, but just to explain how I put Simon up the mast, I take one halyard and I use the electric winch to winch him up. So, and that's that one, and it's locked off at the mast. And then as a safety, I have another halyard, which is this one here, and that's locked off. So he is attached to the bosun's chair with two halyards. And as I raise the automatic one, I also pull on the other one so that there's no slack in it. So if one halyard fails, then there's a second halyard that's keeping him up there. So what's the issue?
Okay, well there be the problem. It's just worn through. It's an old rope.
And that's holding our Genoa.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
so we need that to get replaced. We've replaced it with a new one.
Yeah.
It's blowing 18 knots, so I came down.
And that's what, $900 worth of rope. $800 worth of rope. Sam, where's Sienna?
I don't know. Look up the map.
There you are. How is it up there?
for when we go to Bermuda.
How's it going?
It's going good. We're doing good here.
I think the key thing that we're looking for is like meat.
Meats.
Yeah, so we got a lot of meat in there, and we've got paper supplies, toilet paper, paper towel, paper plates, got Ziplocs to put everything in, vegetables to freeze, and of course, wine. Okay, we're really fortunate because Simon's father is visiting us from Britain, and he flew over for a month, and he's staying in an apartment right next to the marina. So while he is here, I'm making use of his kitchen. So I've got a full refrigerator, full freezer, and I've got an oven that actually heats up very quickly. It's absolutely fantastic. So in order for us to provision for Bermuda, we're going to have at least 5 nights of sailing. So for me, all I think about when I sail is what my next meal is, and the end of the day meal is the most important to us. Having the facilities like we do here, I've made use of them. Every single night at dinner, it's kind of our boat rule that everybody, all of the crew, whether it's just the 3 of us or we have guests or we have crew members, we all eat together. So real important for me to make sure that we had enough meals, that we have enough meals for the duration of our trip. So a lot of people ask me about provisioning and what I do to prepare for a longer journey, say like over 3 days. What I do is I cook up a variety of different meals, and I do double batches. So right here I have chili, and there's a double batch of the chili, and that will feed 4 people if you put it over rice. And right along the top there, I write down what's in it, and I also explain what the instructions are for heating it and cooking it. I do recipes that are completely cooked, but I also do kits too. So these are 2 chicken soup kits. So the vegetables are raw and they're just cut up, and I've got carrots, celery, onions, zucchini in there. And then I've got the meat. So what I'll do is I'll add instructions to this that says add noodles and some spices. But it's all the preparation work is done. So if it's a bumpy passage, it'll be much easier to prepare the soup. I also made 2 pies. I use store-bought pie crusts, but making the fillings is really easy, and it's something that's really nice to eat when you're tired and you want a good meal. It's a nice pot pie. And again, I have the instructions on the top, and I also put the date. And the other thing I cooked the other day was a pasta bake with bacon, sun-dried tomatoes, and some Parmesan cheese. So again, it's all comfort food. It all tastes good when you're bouncing around all day long and want something really nice to eat. Okay, and once I'm done cooking everything, I freeze it up. And I find that the best way to stack things is to get them as flat as possible. So this is the chili. I could have crammed it into a smaller package, but it would have been thicker. I find the gallon size really allows it to be quite narrow. So I do that for anything like stew or beef or rice, paella, anything that can be really flattened out. And I make sure there's no air left in there, and I freeze it. So, and I also buy like aluminum containers that are really easy to stack. So whenever I'm preparing, we have quite a large chest freezer. So in my mind, I think about, okay, what are the meals I want to eat on the passage? And then I then have a variety of different meats and vegetables too that I freeze. But the first thing that I do before anything is I prepare enough meals so that we have a nice warm dinner for every evening. So my 6 pounds of ground beef is now separated into 1 pound each bag. And I've got it labeled ground beef with the date, and I have how much the weight is of the bag. And so these will now freeze, and as soon as they're frozen, I'll put them in a cooler and bring them over to the boat and start stocking up the freezer.
Right, 10 days before we're hoping to do a 5-day sail to Bermuda. What I'm doing at the moment is I'm just looking at the weather on predict wind at the moment, which is my main one, but I do use others, and I'm looking at checking the wind, the waves and the conditions for this time of the year. It's still it's too early to predict the actual time that we're going to go, but what I am also looking at is the hurricanes, if there's any developing in the Atlantic near Africa, and so we'll just do that really.
And do you do that every day now?
I'm going to do that every day, especially looking at the hurricanes.
And does it give you just kind of a trend of what's been going on and give you an idea of what to expect? Well,
the hurricane one is, I use the national one from the States, and that tells me that if there's anything building and the potential of a storm building, and what's the potential of it becoming a named hurricane. And it, you know, it's like 80%, 50%, 60%, will we won't be going anywhere.
Well, if anything's building, right, we're not going anywhere.
Yeah. Generally, yes. But that's what I'm doing.
Okay, so 10 days to go.
10 days.
Are you excited?
Yes. It's about time we started sailing.
Okay, Sam, so how many days until we go?
Hopefully 7 days.
Okay. You look tired, Sam.
I am tired.
Okay, so what are we looking at?
Oh, we're looking at this disturbance down here, and chance of forming in 5 days is 80%, and it's going to spread over portions of Central America, Yucatan Peninsula, Jamaica, Cayman Islands and Western Cuba. So I'm going to have to keep an eye on that. And
yikes, does that mean that our...
it could be on hold.
Yeah.
Yes, we're not going out anywhere near that.
And I think you were talking to somebody yesterday next to us saying that it would have been perfect if we could have left yesterday.
Yesterday.
Yeah.
And that would have been perfect.
And what's the perfect conditions?
15 to 20 knots on the beam, and that's what we've had over the last 5 days. We'd have been there in 4.5 days. 4.5 days, but...
Best laid plans, yeah?
Yeah, we can't leave yet.
Okay, well we're not leaving for a week anyway. Things can change.
Things can change.
Alright, fingers crossed.
Okay, 5 days to go. I've checked the weather this morning, and the 2 storms I was worried about look as though they're going to go absolutely nowhere near us. One's going to peter out and one's going up the Gulf towards Texas. Looked at the wind. Looks like we can have a beam reach all the way, but lightish winds, so it might take us about 5 to 6 days instead of hopefully 5.
We're smiling, but we should be crying. So, where do you start? We're supposed to go to Bermuda in...
the weekend.
3 days?
24 days.
3 to 4 days. Weather's looking okay. So we just were in touch with customs to find out if we have to stop by to get our passports stamped, and then we discovered that Simon has a problem leaving the country because he has an application for green card open. Now the only way for him to leave the country is to have a special permit. So I have been on the phone for an hour with immigration, an hour with customs, and the long and short of it is we can't cancel the green card application, which is what we're going to do anyway, because that's going to take a long time. And so we discovered we need to fill out a form so that Simon can get a special
permission to travel.
Yeah, permission to travel. So we called up to say, okay, how can we make this fast? Can we go to a local immigration place in Charleston? And apparently you have to fill it out. You can do it online, but they're now processing applications for October 2016 that want permission to leave the country. So,
which is 9 months away.
Yeah. So,
and I asked, what happens if I needed to go because I had someone that was about to die?
Yeah.
And they went, you still have to go through the process.
Yeah. So if
hang on if anyone's dying.
Yeah. I mean, this is important stuff to know, and I don't know. I'm just so fed up with it. So it looks like Simon cannot leave the country for the foreseeable future. It could be months. I don't know what's going to happen when it comes November, and we still don't have permission. Because the problem is, sure, we can leave, but if Simon tries to get back in the country, he won't be back in allowed. He won't be allowed back in because it will show that he overstayed his welcome or abandoned his green card application.
I could be banned for 10 years.
Oh, and get this, to apply for him to be able to leave, if I'm reading it, if I'm reading it correctly,
$85
something else. Anyway, I might not be reading that correctly. I'm so upset right now. So we're going to immigration right now. I can't. Oh, okay. No, actually, we're pulling over at McDonald's now because we're starving. It's almost 1 o'clock and we haven't eaten yet today. So we're going to immigration right now, and we're going to just go sit on the steps and say, can you please listen to us and help us?
Are we driving through?
Yeah, it's raining.
No, it's not raining. It's pouring down!
Yeah, it's pouring down. Anyway, stay tuned.
We're hoping to go to Bermuda on Sunday, so today is Friday, and I've got a book out of the customs, and I'm not allowed to film in there, so I'm doing it while I'm sat in the car, and hopefully it should be a formality, so I will let you know. It is 15:03 and I've just got back into the car, and it closes at 3. I got there at 3 and they wouldn't let me in. Also, I didn't book, naughty me, so I've got to now go back and book appointment for Saturday. Oh. Wish me luck.
No idea what this is. But bowling! Woo! Bowling, bowling, bowling!
Yeah, there's bowling there. There's
no idea what this is.
That's a lighthouse. There's a underwater exploration institute.
Cool, let's go there.
Yeah, that might be fun. Yes, they have a cinema, a movie theater. So maybe we can see Despicable Me 3 in Bermuda.
Oh, you sneaky woman.
No video. We don't have enough internet. But it looks like there's crystal caves in Bermuda. Doesn't that look like interesting? Something to look at?
Look at this. I saw zoo in the word and I was like, I saw zoo in the word and I was like, zoo.
So there's an aquarium. So that's going to be a lot of fun.
Bermuda. You can't even flat it out. It's so big.
Put it on the, Sienna, put it on the table, yeah.
There we go.
So that's Bermuda. Wow. Alright, so we've got a waterproof map of Bermuda and all the dive sites.
What's that mean? If it goes in water, it's waterproof? I don't get that.
Well, if it rains out, it's not going to be destroyed.
Okay.
Okay, and what else do we have?
You want to see? Ooh, there's a couple weddings over here too.
What makes you think there's weddings there?
What does this look? A man just getting dressed on the beach.
Ah, I see. Yeah. Sienna, what are you looking forward to most with going to Bermuda?
Sailing with your teacher.
I know, sailing with your teacher. Yeah, that's going to be cool. So are you looking forward to going snorkeling and seeing all the fish and the clear water?
I want to see one of these.
What are they? What's that?
I think it's
Oh, it's a ray?
a ray, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. No pictures, it's not a worthy book. Lily before we go. Okay, the electric is coming off. Engine is on. I don't know if you guys want to hug me. I'm sweaty and sticky. Bye guys, bye everybody. You're gonna come on, Sienna. Robbie, Jody, we'll see you soon. Bye everybody. We'll miss you. Take care. You waving? Bye. Sienna. Bye, Charleston Harbor Marina. Thank you for having us. We're getting one last goodbye. Bye. Bye. We're gonna miss you. Bye bye, Charleston Harbor. We made it out of Charleston. It's all going off. We got dolphins, we got Simon caught something. What's for dinner tonight, Simon?
Forecast has changed totally. We've got no wind.
Are we almost there yet? If you want to know more about being a full-time sailing liveaboard, our aim is to help entertain, educate, inspire, and connect with other sailors. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel to receive notifications of new videos. Check out our online bookstore where we sell helpful sailing guides. Visit our Etsy gift store for nautical t-shirts, jewelry, pillowcases, spices for sailors, and more. Or join our community on Patreon.